Hey, what's up, fam? I don't know what I really have to say about this Kimetsu no Yaiba chapter. There was some stuff set up near the end that I thought was really interesting, and some stuff at the beginning. Like we had the statement when Akaza was talking about, the only the weak or only the strong survive the weak, or are cold off. It's just the cycle. It's the natural law of nature. But Tanjiro made a good point. Obviously, when you're born, at least humans, everyone starts out weak. And Akaza, he was a weak human baby at one point, and somebody strong had to protect him. And then, one of the things you do as a person is as you grow, you become stronger, so you can protect the weak, and then that way they can do the same thing, continue that cycle. But that comment seemed to really get him, and it looks like there was some personal issues in Akaza's past that really make made that entire statement just take him off to no end. So he talks about like it's not really he has any personal issues with Tanjiro, just like the way he looks, his the sound of his voice, the way he talks, everything about him seems very grainy against him. And I'm guessing because I haven't looked in a while, I haven't looked back at some of the earlier stuff where Tanjiro is. I'm guessing that guy he talked to, maybe at one point he met Tanjiro's dad or an ancestor, because that would explain why he also has that same kind of presence that he just naturally is like, I don't get why I don't like this guy just on a fault. And I'm guessing that that's going to be, related to, this other guy who he just didn't like, and it reminds him of it, but it's been so long, maybe he doesn't think about it. He had some really good action moments where he's just like throwing all these attacks around, and Tanjiro's trying to figure out how exactly he can deal with them, throwing his own attacks. And I really like this one that I'm using for the panel, just the way that it visually looks. Because I like his just martial arts style that has like these kind of like strange like effects to it, where it's just a very like heavy attack, or a speed attack or something. It's just the way that it's being twisted to the way that it's presented, I think is really cool. But amongst our attack, you have one of the members from Rengoku's clan talking about how he took a information that was from it was the first flame pillar and the one of the sun breathing people, which I'm guessing just looking at him, that's like the hype guy that the big deal guy that's always like talked about and used, and I think he's the one who's currently now the first Upper Moon, and how he took that information and sent it to Tanjiro, but Tanjiro can't get it because he's in the middle of this fight with Akaza. So I'm guessing that after the fight, he's going to be able to learn a vital piece of information about the sun breath like style, and hopefully be able to figure out how to use that in a point. Maybe he'll like get the basics of it down, and then he'll fight the sun breath guy, the first Upper Moon, and then he'll like hone him in that fight, and then so he's able to use it in his fight against Muzan. So I am worried because there was a comment like, I don't know, maybe it was a mistranslation of this being the final arc. It feels like it could be the final arc for Kimetsu no Yaiba, but it could easily, misdirect and continue past this. I'm really hoping it is, because I've been really liking this arc. It's been really good. It's had a lot of good character moments. But while he's fighting him, he thinks that Akaza's gonna break his sword, and I think that would be really weird because it's like a hype blade. Like that was the one that was inside that training, ancient training dummy, and one of the sword guys like was so focused on like the magnificence of it and trying to rehone it that while other people were trying to come in and kill him, like he didn't pay any attention to him. He didn't like a single percentage of his focus be altered in any way. Like it was just 100% lasered onto the restoration of that blade, and it also has the cross guard of the of Rengoku's sword, which is, though it's got multiple layers of of importance to it, as well as sentimental reasons, which is really cool. But while he's like getting ready, and he thinks he might get that blade broken in half, here comes Gyu, who was able to cut Akaza's hands off and hopefully save the stability of the sword. So now he's coming back, and they're gonna team up again to take him down. Like I think it'll be definitely a really good character unity and dynamic duo kind of layout with him and Gyu and how they're going to take this. I'm wondering when Inosuke is going to have some more stuff going on, and some of the other moons, or not some of the other moons, some of the other pillars. Because if this is the final arc, I don't know. I feel like some of the characters aren't being utilized as much as they can. Like I forgot his name. Um the pillar who's the brother of the guy with the gun. Like the guy with the gun, again, like he hasn't had a lot. He's interesting, but like he hasn't had a lot to where I've memorized his name. And that'll be a shame if it's this far in the series because he's got a really interesting character to him, and then his relationship with his brother, who's the pillar I'm talking about. Both of them, I don't think, have got enough spotlight. That's what I'm talking about. Like I really hope this arc isn't the last arc, unless it's some super long Bleach or Hitman Reborn style arc, where it's just gonna be like, well, this is gonna be the next 2 or 3 years, 4 years, or whatever. But I don't know. Tell me in the comments what you think about what's going on, how you think about this battle. Like it had a really interesting opening and a really interesting closing, and then some nice action as the meat in between that. So good chapter. Wasn't as hype as some of the last ones have been. Like I'm waiting for the chapters to get to like that Zenitsu battle. Like that was intense. Like I loved everything about that whole battle, the way that it was action-wise, but also how it was character-wise, and you got a lot of lore and backstory as well. I'm hoping we find some of that soon. That's what I'm guessing. Because other than that, it's been a lot of really nice action, a lot of cool like fighting choreography, which I've liked, as well as getting like bits of character fleshing out like aspects on the side. So tell me in the comments what you've been thinking about this, and if I get you to thumbs up and like the video, befriend the like button and the subscribe button, and check out my other videos. And appreciate everyone who's already subscribed. And I thank you all for listening. Bye.